Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Lazy Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Sam Priestley, and today we've got a bonus episode for you. It is an interview with me. This was recorded back in 2015 on the Life, Love and Entrepreneurship podcast with Deepak Shukla. And although things have changed a little bit for me since then, it's still quite a good insight into the way I think. And also you can listen to it now and see what has changed between then and now. I think I still have the same excitement for things, the same creativity in the way of thinking about businesses, even though those businesses have changed and I'm doing quite different stuff now. Anyway, hope you enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome back to Life, Love and Entrepreneurship. Today I've got with me Sam Priestley. That was quite a formal damn start. I'm impressed. Anyway, Sam is in Chile. Oh God, I don't even know how to pronounce it anymore. He's in Chile in South America in Valparaiso, I think. Is that how you pronounce it, Sam? Or I don't know.
Something like that, Valparaiso or Valparaiso, depending on who you ask.
Awesome. So, yeah, dude, fucking great to finally connect with you, in the format of a live interview, ironically. So I
know, we've been meaning to speak for ages, and it just so happens that the first time we actually do is being recorded. So,
yeah, absolutely. Cool. So, all of those, sweet nothings as well as inappropriate questions, I will perhaps ask them now or save it for later. I guess the best place to start, dude, is, saying that, you know, if as best as you can in 30 seconds, if someone's to ask you, so what do you do, mate? What is it that you tell people?
Oh, that is the worst question ever. I absolutely hate it. I bet you have the same thing. Like, what on earth do you say?
Yeah, exactly.
So in Spanish, I'm telling people I'm an escritor, like a writer.
Okay.
So that's just the easiest thing to say, but it's not really at all.
Yeah.
For the last year and a half, I've been writing my blog, but that's just a hobby. That's just like an online journal. But I do all sorts of things.
Do you sell crack, Sam? Is that what you mean?
I sell things other than crack. I sell table tennis equipment. I started a coffee shop. I spent a year playing table tennis every day. I'm currently sort of travelling the world. I used to be a professional gambler.
Nice.
I did a tech startup, which I eventually sold.
And how old are you, dude?
I'm 27 currently.
Fucking hell, you're like 2 years younger than me, and you've done all this shit. I say shit, I mean shit I mean it in the nicest of ways. Okay, that's amazing, and I know that I interrupted you because you could have continued. So I'm wondering, where is the best place to start? You know what? Okay. Let me ask this. So you have obviously multiple different ways of, let's say, deriving an income. Why the hell do you do the blog if that's not the part that makes you money?
So before I started doing the blog, everything I was doing was kind of like behind the scenes. There was no real sort of CV about it.
Okay.
So I thought, that we're going into the era of personal branding, and where your CV is your like online presence. And I just didn't have any online presence at all. With the online gambling, all of that was kind of in secret, where everyone's competing with each other to find the next thing and make money. So everyone knows each other in like that scene, but ask someone on the street what we do and they just haven't got a clue, and it would take about an hour to explain. And then after that, we started this table tennis brand, which was all on Amazon with Amazon FBA, which was doing really well, but it's not physical, it's not real. It's all online. Like, I'm running it here from Santiago. Literally just before I got on this call, I was emailing our freight forwarder to say, we got another 4,000 bats on route, but I'm never going to see those bats. They're just going straight to Amazon. Someone's going to do all the quality control. It's all just kind of like, you know what it's like with online business? It's not really real. So I thought, let's start documenting what I'm doing. It'll be interesting. And, I've got a few friends who make a living out of their blogs. I thought maybe eventually it will be an income source of its own. I'm a big fan of people like, Pat Flynn with his smart passive income stuff, and Tim Ferriss and James Altucher, and all these guys end up doing the writing stuff and building a personal brand. So that's what I started doing.
Dude.
And, it's starting to be a bit of a business in itself now, which is
awesome,
good.
Right? Yeah. And you spend your time and this is for the listeners that don't know what we were talking about offline, he spends his time doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I believe, going out getting smashed, and I don't know if that's the international term for it, but just drinking, as well as, like, obviously managing your businesses. Dude, so was there a mentor? Did you just kind of Google it and then apply what you'd Googled, or has there been a process to the way you've been able to diverge into all these different things?
Mate, I listen to so many podcasts. Apart from that, not really. I kind of think part of the thing about
that
being...
is not going to help our audience. Not good enough. Not really, mate. I'm like, oh wow, I got so much value out of your podcast, Deepak.
Oh, mate, but that's not including your podcast, which is obviously awesome.
Nice.
No, but you know when you're doing something which is so different to everyone else.
Yep.
Having a mentor or following the herd is kind of the opposite of what you're doing.
Yep.
So everything I've done has just kind of been trial and error, giving stuff a go, being like a ridiculous optimist. I kind of just one of these people who thinks that, if you can give anything a go and there's a good chance it will work out. And I've yet to be proved wrong, so I'm just going to keep doing that.
Wicked.
And the longer I do it, the more sort of anti I get to like standard forms of education. And I'm a big believer, self-taught, learn yourself, trial and error. Nobody can tell you how to do it. People can point you in the right direction, and you can research, but you got to apply it to yourself.
Are your kids going to be hippies, Sam? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I literally took a picture yesterday on some steps with big graffiti over it saying, "We're not hippies, we're happies." So, I've been uploading that to Facebook.
Amazing.
Not at all. I'm just I'm a bit of a geek. I like sleeping. I like computers. I like playing video games, but I also like doing my own thing. So
in terms of, so let's say from idea to creation to revenue generation, which of all of these things that you've done would you say is the easiest? Let's say that. Let's start there.
Probably an Amazon FBA business. That's really hot at the moment. I'll just shoot for it really quickly. Like the concept's pretty basic. You sort of have a look on Amazon, which is now, taking over the world. Everyone buys everything on Amazon. If you've got an Amazon Prime membership, even if something's more expensive, I'll buy it on Amazon. And Amazon is just a place to go for everything. But what that means is that it's getting flooded with just bad quality goods, which are just sort of white labeled, they're from China. Someone stuck their own brand on it and sell it on Amazon. And some of these things are selling really well, and people are making a lot of money. They just go, there's a marketplace called Alibaba where you can get in touch with factories, and then people just go to these factories, get some cheap product made, sell them on Amazon, and make a lot of money through a system called Amazon FBA, which basically means that Amazon take care of all your stock, all your customer service. It's a really easy business, but it's saturated. So that sort of business, a white labeling crap and selling on Amazon, don't go there. It doesn't really work anymore. What does work is looking for people who are selling crap on Amazon and then improving on what they're selling and just doing it better than them. Because there's so much stuff where just little tweaks will make it a lot better. And you can look at it, you can see their bestseller rating. You can say, that's selling 25 items a day. That's whatever, £2,000 a day of revenue. If I did that, if I got half that amount by improving it this amount, I can make that much money. It's just a really easy, straightforward business. Doesn't really take any capital up front. It takes a bit of time to get going, but it's pretty straightforward.
I love the way it's easy when you know how. You say all of that, and I'm like, okay, wow, I need to get my head around the idea of Amazon is it FBA as well? First of all, the one of the questions that springs to mind is, how do you ascertain what is the issue with a product? Do you kind of look through the reviews, or what do you do to work out whether a product is shit or it can be improved upon?
I mean, you should know this as well, but half of that stuff is a blag. It's all about the way you sell it.
Yeah.
So you can look for reviews, see what people are complaining about, and then just focus on that little thing to improve.
Perfect.
And then it's all about how you market it, how good your photographs are. It's not again, I say it's not that difficult. It is difficult. It takes a lot to learn and it takes a lot of time. But in terms of, so, I started a coffee shop. That's a very difficult business. It's simple, but difficult.
Okay.
It's very difficult to make money. Amazon FBA is complicated, but once you're doing it, it's very easy to make money.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. I know that you just posted a blog about it, didn't you? Actually, Sam linked it to me, which reminds me, actually, your blog is called what is it called? Arbing.
Arbing, yeah. ARBING
Okay.
.co.uk.
And your name is Sam Priestley, right? You're not like a fucking secret
Sam
agent.
Priestley.
Okay, so let's help me connect the dots.
So Arbing is the name of what I used to do in gambling.
Okay.
It's the concept of, it's basically like a slang term for arbitrage when applied to sports betting. And the idea is you bet on multiple outcomes on, say, a horse race or on a football match. You find 3 different bookies and you bet on all 3 different outcomes and lock in a profit. So you're basically looking for places where bookies are mispricing their odds. That's the concept. But the thing about Arbing is it applies to everything. So take Amazon FBA.
Yeah.
With that business, all you're doing is buying something which has been sold too cheaply in China and selling it in a marketplace where it's worth a lot more. So you're just arbitraging that price difference. So that was kind of my concept when I started the blog, is that basically everything in sort of online business and life and skill acquisition, and it's all just an arbitrage between the different marketplace.
Oh,
which,
nice.
I've kind of gone away from because that's a really geeky concept.
You really are a geek, aren't you? I love it.
It's just my personal blog.
Yeah, I didn't realise there was so much thought behind it. I was like, oh my god, there's like a detailed complex. And here I was thinking, I just thought of a name, but there's a complex process behind Arbing.
This is quite cool. It's a 6-letter domain name,
Yeah.
How many 6-letter domain names are there? I've also got sampriestley.com. Maybe one day I'll switch over to that if someone buys my Arbing one. I like Arbing.
Yeah, now I know what it actually means. I'm actually quite impressed, so I think it's cool. Dude, I had a question. Professional gambling, is it as sexy as you see in Hollywood, or is that like a load of crap? What is it like in practice?
No, it's really boring. In Hollywood, you see professional gambling, and you think people who are really intelligent. They're beating the bookies because they got bigger brains. That's not it at all. What we were doing was simply writing computer programs which would go and monitor every bookie in the world, monitor all their prices, compare all the prices together, and then tell us when there was a discrepancy in the odds. And then we could just go and bet on all the outcomes and lock in a profit. It was boring, took a long time, made a lot of money, but eventually I just quit. I just got bored, I'd made enough money, I decided I'd go do something more interesting, and went and played table tennis for a year. So
Which is like an entirely different adventure. It's like, okay, how do I smoothly transition into asking about table tennis? I want to, but I will ask first, what is your take then on Dan Bilzerian? Is he for real, or is it rubbish? Or because there's different reports about him and his lifestyle aside, the source of his wealth, etc. So I'd love your insight as someone who's
he's just the son of a hedge fund manager. I think he's not very well regarded in the online poker scene. But then again, I wasn't into online poker. That wasn't my scene.
Okay.
But as far as I know, he's just a good marketer.
Yeah. No, absolutely, a very, very good marketer.
So the thing people don't realise about online poker is when you see these top poker players and they list their lifetime earnings, they don't take out their losses from that. So let's say you go to a tournament and you win $1 million, that gets added to your lifetime earning. Let's say I win 3 tournaments, I've won $3 million. What they don't show is this person's also entered 100 different tournaments with entrance fees of $100,000. So you could actually have all these huge lifetimes earning and actually have lost money. So I think with online poker, there's a lot more blagging than you realise going on. It's a lot more sort of marketing and people selling their expertise and that sort of stuff. Online poker, people do make money, but the people who make a lot of money aren't playing against good people. They're sharking rubbish people on the low stakes tables, churning hours and hours each day, grabbing $100 just from taking money off people who don't really know how to play poker.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's really, really interesting. Dude, lifesablag.com. Something to that effect, I think, would be, like, amazing for you to write on. Like, debunking all of these, like, sales figures that you see, because you've just done some wonderful debunking there. I'm quite impressed.
Mate, I find it hilarious when you read about online marketers, and then you sort of delve a little bit deeper, and there's so many who you kind of like, all right, you're kind of doing okay, but so much of it is sort of smoke and mirrors in how they're doing, especially people who are selling stuff online.
Numbers.
There's some really good people selling stuff online, but you know, if someone's asking for your money, I'd be a bit more wary. You know, what is it that why are they asking for your money?
Yeah. Have you ever taken a paid online course, Sam Priestley? rbing.co.uk.
Oh yeah, so here I am debunking my own myths. No, I haven't. Maybe I should.
Oh no.
Maybe I should. I looked at quite a lot of online gambling ones when I was doing all my research for that, and they were all a load of rubbish. But in terms of online business, I haven't, and there are some ones which I would happily do. I think there's especially ones where you get given a group of people who you can chat with. I think they call them like mastermind groups.
Yeah.
I think they'd be well worth paying for, because if anything, the reason you're paying there is to get rid of all the people who aren't serious. And so by paying a decent amount of money up front to join a group of people, you're basically saying that these people are all serious about doing it. Everyone's got something to add, basically. So I would be interested in paying to join a group like that.
That's an amazing insight, actually. Good point. The mastermind. So, dude, you're 27. Is there like a plan that you have for the next couple of years, or is it kind of carry on experimenting, carry on having a blast, or is there some kind of roots that you want to create, if at all? I don't know.
I mean, in business, I've got a few plans lined up. I want to start doing some talks, you know, and conferences. I think that'd be quite interesting.
Oh, wicked.
So I'm going to be applying to some of them over time. Everyone tells me to get into consultancy, so I sort of, have you heard of Clarity FM? It's basically like Skype, but people pay per minute to talk to you. So I thought I'll sign up to that, and maybe I'll try and do a little bit of consultancy on that. I also want to start a brewery. I've got this idea that I want to...
I love it, dude. You're so fucking random. It's amazing.
So I want to do a brewery, because I've got this idea that everyone has business cards. I mean, business cards are lame, you know, no one has a business card. Whereas I thought, if I had a brewery which made beer, and on the label I basically had my business card, like my details where you can find me on my website, and I could just send that out to loads of people. Like, everyone would get in touch, wouldn't they, if I sent them, like, free beer with my... and I could go to conferences and just hand out beer to everyone with my things on it, and...
Oh, dude,
and I think it'd just be really interesting to do.
Yeah.
Right, so maybe that'll happen. Oh, if any of your listeners has a brewery and wants to do some sort of collaboration, please get in touch.
Guys, you heard it here first. Sam Priestley, out in Chile, running his personal blog, table tennis, former professional gamble player, is now, and all of the other things I've missed, is now thinking about starting a brewery. Dude, I gotta say, mate, I love your blasé approach. You're like, oh yeah. I imagine that you just have this thought in your head that doesn't get much further beyond, and yeah, I'll give that a go. I think it'll be alright. I'll just work it out as I go along.
Mate, have you seen my daily ideas thing on my blog?
I have.
Because I've got like.
Go ahead.
So I basically went through this. I spend most of my time just thinking up ideas. So most things I just don't act on, but if something sticks with me for a while. So for most of last year, I sort of wrote down most of my ideas on my blog, and there's about 1,000 on there from all sorts of businesses, all sorts of things. And then if one just sounds really interesting, just give it a go, basically.
Amazing.
That's kind of it.
So, folks, you may have noticed that there was a jump in the audio because I couldn't be bothered to edit it properly, so it just skipped. It's because we were saying stuff that was highly inappropriate. But anyway, Sam, thank you so much for your time. Go to rbing, which is AR-Bing, like chandlerbing.co.uk. Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah,
Perfect.
arbing.co.uk.
Wicked. You can get in touch with Sam there, and if you're just a fucking cool person or you've got a brewery idea, then he'll probably respond to you. Otherwise, he'll just ignore you. I don't know though. Don't quote me. Thank you, Sam, and talk to you soon, mate.